There's a Dallas high school basketball star, and it turns out he was a 25-year-old man. Rashawn Richardson would sometimes score 30 or more in a game, led his basketball team to the playoffs this year. He was the district offensive player of the year, said he was 17 years of age. He's actually 25. And he said that he was a refugee of Hurricane Harvey. He was homeless, and the Dallas school superintendent says in those situations the district will temporarily waive ID requirements. So all of a sudden, former coaches tipped off authorities, and then they realized that this kid was not a kid. He was a man. He was 25 years of age. Alan Scaia from KRLD Radio in Dallas is on this story. He joins us now. Alan, thanks for joining us. What can you add to this?
Yeah, Dan, it was a guy, it was one of his former coaches saw him playing in a game and said, you know what, I recognize him. He graduated 7 years ago. And he brought it up to the principal and the superintendent here in Dallas. He had graduated from a school in a suburb of Dallas, and he was playing in a school in the city of Dallas. And yeah, the coach recognized him, brought it up to the superintendent, and now he's been arrested for tampering with government records.
But also, he said he was a freshman, right?
That's right, yeah. And in fact, the parents of one girl who's also a freshman said they had started dating. And I talked to a student over there yesterday. She's a manager for the basketball team, and she said, "Yeah, I knew this guy. He looked older, but you don't give it a second thought until later they found out." And now, she was just glad that didn't happen to her.
What was the loophole, though? I mentioned that he said he was a refugee of Hurricane Harvey. Therefore, they couldn't check his ID or transcripts? Yeah,
Dallas took in hundreds of refugees from Hurricane Harvey. The Dallas school district did. And so the superintendent said, when everybody showed up here at the beginning of the school year, the hurricane struck right at the beginning of the year, and they just didn't have the time to get everybody in the classroom who was showing up and go through that normal process they would to make sure that everybody has the right ID, everybody has an address in the Dallas school district. They didn't have time to go through all of those records, and so a lot of these people just sort of joined a class and started showing up, and that's what happened here.
Is the kid in jail?
Yeah, he's in jail. He got arrested for tampering with government records, and they say, as we keep investigating this, there may be additional charges. Yeah, if he's a 25-year-old guy and he was dating a 14-year-old, there may be more to that as well. So, yeah, he was in jail. He's bonded out, but it's something that he's still going to face these charges.
What's the coach have to say about this? He had no idea that this kid is a man.
Yeah, he didn't, and that's the deal. Yeah, he said we just kept playing him, and it wasn't until I think it was an AAU game, an outside game, that the other coach from that first school finally recognized him, and so the principal sent a letter home earlier this week. The principal of the school sent a letter home saying, "Listen, we're always going to open our doors when people are in need, but this kind of sends a message that we need to review our policies as to how we do that."
Can you imagine if he didn't get caught, though? I mean, he'd be a sophomore next year. Huh. That's crazy.
Yeah, he would just keep showing up. And that's one of the things, too, is that, we're hearing from this coach that, he wasn't that good when he was in high school. And so, he got cut from a junior league team when he was in high school. And so this may just be a case of a 25-year-old trying to relive his glory days.
Has anybody interviewed this kid, man?
No, and I haven't interviewed him, and I don't think anyone else has either. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see just what was fueling him. He just wanted to be back in high school again.
Well, they have to forfeit everything, I'm going to guess, this high school team?
Yeah, I think their record may wind up standing because it was when they found out he wasn't playing for the high school. He was playing for that AAU team.
Also, it was after the fact, and therefore you still don't forfeit anything?
They may wind up doing that. This is kind of uncharted territory for the Interscholastic League here. So it's something that they don't have a rule on the books for. Yeah, what happens if a 25-year-old guy shows up at a high school game? So it's something that they're going to have to look at. to see what they're going to do for the league play.
Alan, thank you for joining us. Good luck with the story.
Thanks.
That's Alan Scaia, KRLD Radio in Dallas. So your first go-around, you're not any good. And then the second go-around, you become a star. You're averaging whatever. In your 20s, you're scoring 30. You're the offensive player of the year. You know what? But the scary, sad part is, here's a 25-year-old man dating a 14-year-old. He could be locked up for a long time here. This isn't just falsifying information or deceiving the government here.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.